Welcome to the studio. I'm going to take you on a little tour around the studio with the fundamental items that you need to set up your own home studio to get the best results on the best budget this year. So this is the first bit of kit you need. It's an interface. So we've got this down here. This is the Scarlett Solo by Focusrite. These are fantastic quality and are great on budget. This is the two input options. So you've got one for your XLR, which is for your microphone, and then one for your jack input, which is things like your guitars and bass guitars or whatever is going to go in for your jack input. So I've actually built this little unit to fix the interface to my desk, because you can just sit it, obviously most people just sit it on the top. But I found it really helpful just having it fixed here, so I obviously built this. But the interface is going to be your main hub for all your sound in and out of your computer, so whether that's a Mac or a PC. So here we've got the headphone jack, so this is going to be your direct sound coming out. So when you're recording in, whether that's with your voice or with a guitar, this is going to set the volume for the sound coming in and what's being recorded on your software, but the sound coming out into your headphones is controlled by the main monitor here. So this is a separate thing. So whether you're listening through headphones, which personally I'd recommend rather than speakers initially, this is going to be particularly helpful for when you're recording in timing. So for example, if you've got a click track going and you're recording something in, you may get a delay if you're hearing from the headphones on your computer because of the time that it takes to process the sound as it's being recorded in. So this will give you the direct sound coming from your microphone or your guitar, which will be in time with clicks and things like that. So that's really important. Now obviously on the back you've got this lead here. This is what's going directly into the computer, and then you've got your monitor output. So this is for your speakers. I haven't got them connected at the moment because I'm just using the headphones, but they would essentially go from here and then run behind to go to your computer. So that's the interface. This is the first port of call when recording. You're going to plug in your instruments or your vocals into the interface, which transmits the information into your computer. So I've just got it plugged in here with a USB. Once you've plugged into your computer, you can open up whatever software you're using. For me it's Logic, for you it may be Pro Tools if you're using PC. But once you've plugged in, that interface will then connect to your software and you'll be able to record straight into your system. Maybe you haven't got Logic and you're on GarageBand, absolutely the same principle, so you can use that. The next thing you'll want to get is a microphone. So I've always used Rode. When I was at college doing music production, we had a ton of different microphones and I tried all the different ones for my voice, and it may be different for your voice, but I found that the Rode mics, particularly the NT2A, had such a range on it. It was fantastic for picking up all the different frequencies available. There is a cheaper version which is just the NT2, so not the NT2A. You can get these packs on Amazon as well. I'll leave the link below, but you've got the NT2A, so you get the microphone with it obviously. You also get the shock mount that comes with it, an XLR cable, so that's really handy. You're not going to have to buy extra cables either. I've got no idea what that is, I didn't bother with that. But they're great. You will need to get a microphone stand with it though, because it doesn't come with a stand. Finally, you're going to want to get a keyboard. Now this is obviously, I've had this quite a while, the box is rather tatty and knackered out, but the AKAI Professionals are fantastic. So this is a Midi keyboard. What that means is there's no sounds built into this, so you're not going to be able to just plug it into a speaker and play it because there's nothing built in. But what it does do is it controls the sounds in your software, okay? So you can program this to sound like a regular piano. You can put guitar sounds in it and make it sound like a guitar, stringed instruments, drums, so you've got drum pads here or sample pads, so you can play your samples. It's fantastic. Then you've obviously got your jog wheel, so this is going to pitch bend, and then you've got your automation wheel here as well, which you can trigger to, I think it generally triggers things like tremolo, but you can adjust that and change that. And then you've got all kinds of patches and settings that you can do to change different presets and sounds and envelopes in your software instrument. So if you're not aware of what they are, you will still need one of these. The basic level is simply for things like applying a keyboard in, say, GarageBand or Logic. It will have preset sounds, so this is what you would use to play that with. But obviously you can get more complicated, so you can sample sounds. For example, you could take someone's voice, you could cut it up and then play a word that they say over different pitches. You can change the strength of that. You can completely customize whatever sound you want to have, and this would control it. So this, I've actually custom built this drawer to fit under the desk. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, I kind of like to keep my desk space free. So I basically just bought these from IKEA. And then I built the wood. I used old bed frames, cut it up and made this drawer and then fitted that in. But basically on the back of this, you'll have a USB lead coming out. So it'll be coming out to the back of here, and then plugs into your computer. So you don't need any power supply for this, nor for the interface, because they are both powered by your computer. So lastly, you're going to want a set of headphones. I've got these AKAIs, I think they were about £180 when I bought them, so they're quite expensive. You can get cheaper ones. I need a new set. You can see that I've used them quite a lot over the years. But these are great. You'll get a really good frequency mix on these. One thing that's important to say is when you're mixing and mastering, everything's going to sound different on different speakers and headphones and everything. So once you've finished your mix, you're always going to want to check it with other sound systems to see how it sounds different for your mix. But that's pretty much it. So the journey of your sound is you've got microphone plugged in to your interface. Your interface sends that information into your computer. Your computer sends that information back to the interface, and then in the headphones plugged into your interface, you're going to come out and hear everything that's going on and control it with your computer and your Midi keyboard. So that's the equipment. Hopefully that's helpful. There's a couple more bits as well I want to show you, just because it's super helpful when you're putting your studio together. You're going to have leads and wires everywhere. If you don't do things like put drawers in or fix mounts, you're just going to have stuff all over here, leads for this, that and the other. So a quick tip is things like building drawers, also hooks under the bottom here. So underneath here I've just got hooks that I hook my leads on. Just got these from B&M, they're about £2 each, and they literally just screw on. It keeps things nice and tidy. Plug socket there and put all the wires behind and strapped them up. And again on this side I've got a couple of hooks for wires and leads. Just keeps things that little bit tidier, so I don't end up having wires everywhere.